Be Creative Stamping. Today I'm going to share with you how to create this box. We will be using the Cutie Pie Thinlits dies. So let me show you where they're located. You're going to find it in our annual catalog on page 171, and it's located right here in the middle of the catalog. We will also use the Flowering Field stamp set. And this is one of the celebration products. So when you purchase $50 in product, you can select this in wood or clear as your free gift. Well, let's get started. This is the Cutie Pie Thinlits dies, and I'm going to show you the piece that we are going to be using. It's right here, okay? Now, these are other items that come with the set, and they're all different sorts of tags and things. They're great for embellishing the box. You're going to want to start with a sheet of crumb cake, and you want it to be 8.5 by 11 inches. And then you're going to take your Stampin' Trimmer, and you're going to cut it at 5.5 inches. You will need both of these sheets of paper. So you are going to lay your die right here like this on your cardstock, and you're going to roll this through the Big Shot. Now you'll want to do these separately because you'll get better score lines. Now, while you have your Big Shot out, you need to pull out your butterflies, and we're going to use this butterfly right here, and we're going to cut it out in Very Vanilla. So here you can see the Very Vanilla butterfly. You're going to also want this little butterfly. It's in the same set. And you're going to cut the little butterfly out using our Typeset designer paper. And so that way we've got a little newsprint butterfly right here. Now that both of these are cut out, we're ready to do some stamping. So you're going to want to keep one of these scrap pieces of paper. And we're going to do our stamping. You want to make sure that we're stamping in this direction. This is the top of our box. And then we're going to use our scrap paper, and we're going to lay it right on this score line before we do our stamping. So let me just see if you can see that. There's the score line, and we're going to cover that up, and you'll see why in just a second. Now we're going to use our Memento ink, and I've already mounted my clear stamps onto the blocks, and we're going to start stamping here. I just put extra ink on the Memento pad, so we're going to just see how dark that is. I am going to add a flower right here, just like that. And be careful of the score line. I mean, you can certainly stamp on that score line, but I did not do it on this project, but you certainly have that option. Now, I'm just selecting various flowers. It really doesn't matter. You can decide, you know, however or whichever flowers you want to use, okay? So now you can see why that I use that scrap paper, okay? Just so that I don't have ink below here, although I did mess that up a bit. We're going to also add a little butterfly while we're here. And now we're going to move on to the next side, and just make sure that you have it going upwards. And I'm going to use 2 more different flower stamps. And let's see. I'll use that one, and then I'm going to use this one and put it about right there. Okay, so now you can see that I have 2 of the sides already stamped, okay? Now, let's move on to the second one because you do need 2 of these in order to create the box. And I am just, there we go, having trouble with the camera today. Do you see this flap right here? you're going to adhere this very soon. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we have the box going correctly in the right way so that when it comes time to put it together, the flowers are where they're supposed to be. All right, so we're back to our Memento ink again. And some more flowers. And I'm going to use the scrap paper again. All right. And I'm going to put a flower there. And let's see here. I think we'll use this one. Just like that. And we'll add a butterfly here while we're at it. There we go. And now we're going to move on to the very next side. And we're just going to make sure this triangle is pointing upwards. I'm going to put my scrap paper along that score line. And I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to put a flower right there. And I am going to use one of these little guys again. Now, it doesn't matter which flowers you use. That is just, it's your choice. It doesn't really matter. And I think we will stop there. And I will show you how to put your adhesive on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, you're going to notice that we have two flaps here. All right, and this is going to be the top for us. And so I only need one of those flaps, so I am just going to cut this off, okay? But leave this flap, and you'll have one cut off. I am going to fold the score lines because it does make it easier for us to see what we're doing. All right, and we'll fold the bottom. Just like that. And we'll do the same on the second one too, okay? So we're just getting all our fold lines creased here. And now we are ready to add our tear and tape. And we're going to add it to the flaps. So I'll add it here, along this flap, and along this flap. Okay, I've added the tear and tape, so I'm now going to peel this little layer off right here. And I am going to, I want the flap here underneath. And so I am just going to lay this right up here. Let me do, let's see. There we go. Okay, so that's where I've added the flap. I'm starting to create the box now. And I'm going to do this one next, the top flap, okay? I found it just to be easier. All right, and so now I am just going to close that like that. And now we're ready to add the side flap again. All right, so let me take my scissors here. Let's see. Okay. And now I'm ready to close this side. Just like that, okay? And now, of course, we're ready to close it. These are our two little flaps. I don't like to tape these down. You can put your treat in here, and then it's easy to get them in and out, okay? So that's why I did not put tear and tape there. And you really don't need to with the flap. So now I've got my little pie-shaped box right here, and we're ready to add some ribbon. And by the way, once we add the ribbon, this sits up very nicely. All right, so I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow ribbon, and this is in our annual catalog. I want to use some glue dots with this, so I'm going to add them to the ribbon. And I'll add 2 here, maybe even a third. It doesn't hurt to have several glue dots here, okay? All right, so I'm going to put it on my box in the center about right there, all right? And then I am going to wrap this around, And again, I'm going to want to add some glue dots there. All right, so right about there is where I need them. And of course my box still wants to fall down. All right, just going to add a few here. And now we'll go back around. Okay, and we'll add the ribbon there. And I am going to trim this, okay? All right. So, I've trimmed it about right there. All right. Here it is. And now you can see that it likes to sit up now. Before it didn't want to sit up. Okay, so we are ready to add our butterflies. And we'll do that with a couple of glue dots as well. All right, I've got 2 there. So I'm adhering that to the box. And now I'm going to add the little newsprint butterfly, again, using glue dots. They're fast. Okay, so I've added those little wings there. All right, and now we're ready to add some rhinestones. And these are our basic rhinestones. And I do want to add 3. And so these 3 are all connected. Here we go. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but we'll add our little rhinestones right along here. And I think I'm going to have better luck with my fingers. There we go. All right. So now we have our little cutie pie box all ready for you to insert some candy. Be sure to pick up Flowering Fields stamp set before March 31st. It is free, and after March 31st, it will be retired. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day.